This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 20th day of July in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The Police Service Commission has filed an urgent application in the High Court asking the court to reverse a suspension order that was issued by President Irfan Ali. Exactly 1 month ago, President Ali suspended all 5 members of the Police Service Commission, including its chairman, former Assistant Commissioner of Police Paul Slow, with immediate effect pending a tribunal hearing. Mr. Slow and his attorneys have since declared that the suspension was illegal and unlawful, as it did not follow the Constitution and will therefore be disregarded. The Police Service Commission is also seeking a declaration from the court that the Commission, as presently constituted, remains competent and responsible to fulfill its constitutional mandate, including the appointments to any office in the police force of or above the rank of inspector, in accordance with the Constitution. The PSC also wants the High Court to order that the ranks who were recently promoted by the PSC were properly promoted. The body is requesting an order of mandamus directed to the Secretary of the Police Service Commission, requiring the Secretary to prepare formal letters to the ranks named on the official list of promotions compiled and signed by the Commission on the 28th of June, informing those ranks of the Commission's decision to promote them and of their particulars of their respective promotion in accordance with convention and the respondent Secretary's proper role as Secretary to the Police Service Commission. Further, the PSC also wants an order directed to the responding Secretary, requiring the Secretary to have a government order prepared, giving effect to the promotions set out in the promotion list, and to instruct the principal personnel officer to publish the government order. In court papers filed by attorneys Selwyn Peters, Dexter Todd, and Dexter Smart, they have detailed how there were attempts by the President and other officials of the government to influence the work of the Police Service Commission. The High Court application also told of how the President made several phone calls to the PSC chairman, seeking information about the status of promotions for some senior ranks. The attorneys also explained that a court case brought by Senior Superintendent Calvin Brutus to block the promotions was dismissed by the Chief Justice, thereby clearing the way for the promotions to move ahead. The PSC wants the High Court to grant an order directed to the Commissioner of Police to cause a special promotion order to be prepared, and for the Commissioner to give instructions to the Quartermaster to issue the newly promoted ranks as set out in the promotions list with their respective badge rank. More news coming up in just a moment.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer, 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of mobile lubricants.
Let GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. The Guyana Teachers Union has threatened a full strike action if the Minister of Education continues to not consult with the union on various issues related to the functioning of schools in the pandemic, including issues about financing and salaries. This afternoon, some executive and other members of the GTU protested outside the Education Minister's office, calling on the ministry to desist from its posture of ignoring the Teachers Union. GTU President Mark Light said the union is becoming increasingly agitated with the way in which the Education Ministry has been treating the nation's teachers during the pandemic while ignoring the union.
This is just the beginning of a process, and as you know, there are several things that a union can do to get the attention of the employer. Strike is never ruled out, but this is just one of the actions that we have initiated to kickstart the process with a view that we would not have to end up to a strike situation. That the necessary intervention can be taken swiftly so that the union would not have to resort to a strike like we did in 2018. And you saw how crippling that was to the system. We would not want to go down that route, but if we have to, we will.
The GTU had also said on various matters related to the teachers and the education system, the union has found itself learning of those matters through the media, and that cannot continue.
We are reading a lot of things online via social media. This is the teachers' representative body. No consultation as to propose reopening of school dates, as well as what protocols will be put in place to ensure our teachers are safe. We also recognize that teachers are being moved, head teachers are being moved selectively to senior secondary schools in Georgetown. No consultation. We are not invited to meetings any longer to engage the ministry.
And according to the GTU, the Ministry of Education, while ignoring the union and refusing to consult with the union, has been reaching out to teachers directly to discuss various issues related to the education system. He said the ministry is being disrespectful to the union and appears to be undermining its work.
We are saying to the ministry, the minister, and the Ministry of Education to address the concerns of the teachers through its representative body. We have also noticed the ministry trying to engage teachers directly rather than engaging the representative body of teachers by having these large meetings and informing us that the teachers agree on this and that and so on. So we feel that that is being disrespectful and that is not working in the interest of our members, because many of them, when they engage with the ministry online and decisions are taken, they come back to us and say they never knew that these were some of the consequences that were as a result of their decision.
And General Secretary of the GTU and Opposition Member of Parliament, Coretta MacDonald, said she's not surprised by some of the moves by the Education Ministry, since it appears as though it wants to begin sowing discord between the teachers and their representatives.
I'm not surprised, because the thing now is, the new drink on the market now is Coretta MacDonald, Member of Parliament, APNU, AFC activist. And like my placard is saying, let's leave the politics out. When I stand for teachers, when I make my stand for teachers, I And yes, technically you can say I can't divide myself, but when I sit as General Secretary, I'm talking education and I'm talking teachers' welfare. And so you cannot want to blame me or throw stones or condemn me when I sit as General Secretary, and we have to understand that. And that's what is lacking in this whole business.
The General Secretary said many teachers are still to receive the benefits that were agreed to under the previous government. The union said it is now ready to begin discussions about salary increases for the nation's teachers. Minister of Education Priya Manik Chand at an emergency press conference this afternoon blasted the Guyana Teachers Union over its decision to picket her office today, declaring that the government will treat the union as a political entity if it acts that way.
Coretta is a political being. The union must decide if it wants to separate itself from being a political organization, if it wants to separate itself from the nasty politics of the AP and UAFC, and continue being a professional body, or if it wants to engage in that kind of politics. The PPPC as a party and as a government has never shied away from dealing politically with political organizations, and we won't ever. We're happy to engage the union as a professional union, but if it becomes a political entity, and frankly this is how it's shaping up, then we will engage it as a political entity.
The same GTU led strike action for several weeks under the APNU AFC government in 2018 when there were concerns about salaries and benefits for teachers. The General Secretary of the GTU is now a member of Parliament for the APNU AFC. She continues to be outspoken on issues related to education and teachers and has come under criticism from the Vice President and other government officials. The Education Minister believes that the protest today was the General Secretary's petty response to that criticism. Minister Manik Chand said she cannot be accused of dodging and ignoring the union when she has held multiple meetings with the union since taking office.
I met with the union for the first time on the 11th of August 2020. That was 6 days after I was sworn in, 5 days after I had taken office. That is how important I believe the Guyana Teachers Union as a stakeholder group is. From then to now, we have met 6 times, and on every occasion we've had what I thought and what the union said were productive meetings. One of the first things we did together was to examine all schools across this country to determine their readiness for re-entry into the schools, as a result of which we had an action sheet and we took action to the satisfaction of the union.
Union officials complained today that on many serious issues related to the education sector during the pandemic, the Ministry of Education has sidelined the union in the consultations and has been meeting directly with teachers. The Education Minister said she will always consult directly with the teachers and other stakeholders, indicating that there will be no change in that posture. Manik Chand also said there was no need for today's protest, since many of the issues raised by the union are issues that are under active discussions between the union and the ministry. On the issue of the reopening of schools, Minister Manik Chand said she has always told the union president that whenever a decision is made to reopen schools, she will inform him first.
So we made a commitment in one of our very many meetings with the union that any decision taken on the reopening of schools or the closing or the continued closure of schools would be communicated as soon as we know to the union through a conversation with me and the union's president. So I didn't delegate this to a junior office. I took it upon myself to make sure the union knows. Every single time I came to you as press or to the public to say that we were going to delay or postpone the reopening of schools or keep schools closed, I communicated faithfully with the union through its president before I came to you. There were times that I had to delay my announcement to you because I wasn't getting the president.
The Education Minister says she will always engage with the union at a professional level. Turning now to the COVID-19 pandemic, although the COVID-19 vaccines are not mandatory, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony today said he believes that employers should ensure that their workers are fully vaccinated to keep their colleagues and those who they serve safe. Several private entities have been implementing strict measures against staff who did not receive their COVID-19 vaccines or have refused to take the COVID jab. In recent days, several government officials have suggested a COVID pass for persons to attend social and other events. During his daily COVID-19 update, the health minister said there are certain workplaces that do not abide by the current COVID-19 guidelines, and therefore they are putting the people who they serve at risk. He said to reduce those risks, those workplaces should ensure that their staff is vaccinated.
There are many workplaces that still have not vaccinated, or their employees have not been vaccinated. And that would put the employees at risk, plus it would put the public that is coming in to do business with that particular workplace at risk as well.
The health minister also said the vaccine, together with all the other COVID-19 measures, will significantly reduce the risk of infection.
So I think if workplaces truly want to be safe, then they must ensure that these measures that we're talking about, all these preventative measures, workers must be vaccinated, fully vaccinated, making sure that the people who are working on the site, that they wear their mask, and not just wearing a mask under their chin or under their nose, but wearing the mask correctly and consistently. Because we know that from time to time people would pull down the mask and be talking to people. You have to wear it correctly and consistently. And of course, maintain social distancing.
Minister Anthony said the ministry has reached out to employers to get their workers together, and the ministry would send a team to do vaccination at the workplace.
If they inform us, we will be able to bring a team to the work site and do all the vaccinations there. And if it's first dose, we'll come back and do the second dose as well.
Guyana currently has more than 1,100 active cases of COVID-19, with more than 1,000 of those persons recovering at home. The death toll currently stands at 514. Let's tell you now that US-based Guyanese nurse Patricia Cummings, who was given the opportunity to administer the COVID-19 vaccine to US Vice President Kamala Harris, has been honored by the Georgetown City Council for representing Guyana well while in the US. On Monday, the mayor of Georgetown vested Nurse Cummings with a municipal citation, recognizing her work as a nurse during the pandemic. The mayor, Ubraj Narayan, said Guyanese who continue to do well overseas must also be supported and honored in their homeland.
This year speaks a lot about our love for you, and also as a Guyanese to administer the vaccine to the first female Vice President, Kamala Harris of the United States of America. It's a pleasure for us here as Guyanese to see one of our own had reached to that level. So it's my privilege for honoring you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Nurse Cummings works in the Washington, D.C. area and heads a nursing department there. She's recognized in her community in the U.S. as a spokesperson on public health issues. On that backdrop, Ms. Cummings says she's happy to be recognized for her work as a nurse back here in Guyana.
I truly appreciate it. It was truly an honor to represent my country of Guyana, and for being chosen to administer the first vaccine to Madam Vice President Kamala Harris was truly a surprise, but as I said, it was truly an honor. And when I was told that I was chosen, I was asked to give a small bio of myself. And I was sure to mention where I came from, my origin, my foundation of Guyana. And so again, it is truly an honor and a blessing that I was chosen, and I see myself as an ambassador for Guyana. So thank you for this honor and for this award.
Thank you.
And Cummings also reminded that COVID-19 remains a threat and persons should follow the health guidelines to protect themselves and their loved ones.
The COVID-19 pandemic, it is no respecter of persons. You know, it doesn't just affect the United States of America. It doesn't just impact Guyana, it impacts this entire world. And so my messaging is for anyone listening, my fellow Guyanese, we need to do our part, continue to do our part to be safe.
And she said she will continue to represent Guyana with her work in the healthcare system. Diplomatic notes right now, the new British High Commissioner to Guyana, Jane Miller, presented her credentials to President Irfan Ali today and offered her commitment to strengthening the bonds between Guyana and the United Kingdom.
The links between Guyana and the UK are strong, and I aim to continue to strengthen these bonds during my time here in Guyana to the benefit of both countries.
The British High Commissioner also said the UK intends to work closely with Guyana in several areas, especially on climate change issues, noting that it is a shared platform between Guyana and the UK.
This is at the forefront of the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's agenda. And in November this year, the United Kingdom will be hosting the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties, COP26. And I'm delighted that you will be in Glasgow for the conference and also be attending the Leaders Summit. Already this year, I'm aware that you have signed the Leaders Pledge for Nature and the Global Oceans Alliance. Both of these are key milestones as we work together on sustainable options for a cleaner, safer, and environment for our children.
Ms. Miller also said the United Kingdom will also continue to work with Guyana in the areas of infrastructure development and health.
But despite the pandemic, Guyana is a really exciting place to be. The IMF projects economic growth to be 16.4% in 2021, in a world where so many countries are in economic decline. This growth offers incredible opportunities to the nation and will enable businesses and social institutions the opportunity to truly thrive. The UK is here to support you.
In response, President Irfan Ali noted his government's commitment to forging closer ties with its diplomatic partners. He offered thanks to the United Kingdom for its continued contributions to Guyana over the years.
I also applaud the UK's continued support for our country's economic development, including its assistance to strengthen our infrastructure. I assure you that Guyana is deeply committed to continued collaboration for the progress of both of our peoples. Excellency, the development of Guyana presents a golden opportunity to move beyond government to government bilateral cooperation and to create opportunities for the growth and expansion of the private sector.
The new High Commissioner is the first female British High Commissioner to Guyana.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Preparing for your NGSA exams is always a challenge. The Guyana Learning Channel is here to help. You can go to YouTube using your browser or your mobile device. Then search for the Guyana Learning Channel in the search bar. We're live streaming our NGSA booster videos all day and all night. If you want to study a specific subject or topic, you can go to our NGSA booster playlist. You can look at a specific subject, such as mathematics, and then look for a specific topic. Here, you can follow along with the lesson to prepare for your examination. Remember kids, study hard, and best of luck in your exams.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
My name is Barton Scotland, former Speaker of the National Assembly. I have taken my vaccine and I'm encouraging everyone 60 years and over to do the same.
Across the region tonight in Peru, Pedro Castillo has been declared president-elect of the country, weeks after winning the popular vote in a tightly contested runoff election. The country's election authority announced its verdict after reviewing claims of electoral fraud by his right-wing rival, Kiko Fujimori. Mr. Castillo, a 51-year-old former school teacher and union leader, secured over 50% of the votes. He will now be sworn in as Peru's president on the 28th of July. After the jury announced its verdict, Mr. Castillo gave a speech in the capital of Lima. He said his government will work together and bring the country together at this time. In a tweet, Peru's current president, Francisco Sagasti, said he welcomed the announcement. Barbados has established a travel bubble for persons heading to that country. It went into effect from Saturday. As outlined in the updated travel protocols, the bubble will allow fully vaccinated travelers from Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Anguilla, Montserrat, Bonaire, St. Eustatius and Saba, St. Martin, Turks and Caicos, Cayman Islands and Bermuda, who present a valid pre-flight negative PCR test, to be exempt from further quarantine or testing upon their arrival in the country. The chief medical officer explained that the countries in the bubble had low COVID-19 positivity rates and low cases per 100,000 population. Additionally, the official pointed out that Barbados had also expanded its list of countries of concern. People, whether fully vaccinated or unvaccinated, who have traveled through or from those countries within the last 21 days must arrive in Barbados with a valid COVID-19 standard PCR test taken within 3 days prior to travel and have a COVID-19 standard PCR test conducted on arrival at the airport. They will also have to complete 7 days in room quarantine with no exceptions and be tested on the 8th day, and on receipt of a negative test, only then will they be allowed to leave quarantine. And finally tonight, international news. Torrential rain has caused severe flooding in parts of central China, forcing people from their homes and leaving stations and roads submerged. More than 10,000 people in Henan province have been evacuated to shelters following the record rainfall. At least 12 people have died in the city of Jiangsu since the flooding began, authorities there have confirmed. The BBC reports that more than a dozen cities have been affected, with main roads forced to close and flights cancelled. Henan province, which is home to some 94 million people, has issued its highest level of weather warning following an unusually active rainy season. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.